Left Wing Kingz. Listen, think, act, repeat. Speaking of big head brats, we got a new Speaker of the House, people.
Jesus.
Speaker Mike Johnson, he's a staunch Republican conservative who has embraced the far right. He hugs it, he loves it, and he takes all their policies and he puts them up in a nice little gift and gives them to all of us. Okay, so there's a range of issues that dude is following. His policies are probably going to have a significant impact on American politics because he's the Speaker of the House, right? He's a powerful ally of your boy, Mr. Trump, and he's expected to lead a more conservative House. So, Ace, tell our listeners about MJ.
I mean, Mike Johnson is don't get it twisted. He's a MAGA Republican. He may be now the MAGA Republican. You know what I'm saying? And that dude's now 2 heartbeats away from the presidency, meaning that if something happens to, lo and behold, Joe Biden and Kamala, he'd be the next guy up. Little scary because of this dude's beliefs. I mean, if you paid attention or you're listening or you read anything about him, he's the guy that kind of orchestrated the election deniers run. He wrote the law on it. He's the guy that went to court for it. I mean, so he really believes the election was rigged, or he at least wants us to believe that. And I always have a question of that because, how you gonna believe that? And you just got elected Speaker of the House. Is that one rigged too? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't believe in elections, but hey,
yours is real.
But yours is good. You know what I'm saying? Everything's right with yours. But nonetheless, just know who the Republican Party got in bed with when they got a Speaker of the House now. Kind of out of desperation, they took the next guy up and passed him through. Well, we thought Jim Jordan was going to be bad. This dude is like Jim Jordan on steroids. You know what I'm saying? He just wears a suit and looks a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Talks a little bit better. But don't get it twisted. MAGA Republican, far right Republican. Don't let the adoption of the black son fool you, Republican.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you about that adoption of the black son.
And here's the deal. I understand American politics, and they had to elect somebody and get somebody there, but they couldn't get a moderate in there. They were trying to do that with some of the guys. And then Jim Jordan just got too many enemies, which we wouldn't have been happy if he was here either. But this dude is kind of an undercover guy, and we're going to see. I mean, we can see what some of the policies he's trying to do and some of the things he's trying to put out there. He's already trying to, put the Democrats or hold the government hostage on certain things that's coming up, especially with this IRS situation that he's doing with the Ukrainian money. You know what I'm saying? So,
you know what he said? Did you see what he said?
What'd he say?
He said adopting his black son kept his son out of prison.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
So what about the million of other black people that don't got white parents that don't go to prison? What kept us out of prison?
Yeah.
Yeah. He said,
he's an ass.
Yeah, well, they got another word for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I said, man, no, this dude is he's what you think he is. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it wrong. And it's gonna be crazy, man. I don't know how this government's gonna run now. I mean, at the end of the day, the government's supposed to be set up to where they agree to disagree. Your side can't win all the time. You know what I'm saying? You gotta. It's set up to where you have to compromise, and unfortunately, the Republican Party don't believe that anymore. So they do things even if it's detrimental to the country to try to get get their way, and a lot of times it doesn't work. And this guy's going to push that agenda all the way. So it's going to be. I don't know what we're going to get accomplished out of the government now with this guy being Speaker of the House.
What are some of his policies or some of his voting history?
Yeah, because I looked at his history and I just said, oh my God.
Yeah.
We're in trouble. So on Forbes, just to let you know, you can go view this information. You can actually check and see, once again, who you vote for or who your representative or whoever is in office as far as their voting record and their policies that they stand on. First, he stated he wants to put America's first, the woke liberal agenda of putting Americans last. Again, if you want to talk about division, that's right there. That's just saying, if you're liberal, right, or you believe in being woke, which is nothing wrong with being awake and being aware, that you're not an American all of a sudden. So I already got a problem with him just by his statements. But some of the issues or positions that he voted no to. So he voted against the, it's called H.R. 1280, the George Floyd Justice and Place Act of 2021. He voted no.
Yeah.
Supports increasing defense spending? Yes. Do you support federal spending as a means supporting or promoting economic wealth for your individuals or growth? He voted no. He voted no, y'all. Okay?
He don't want us to grow.
No, he talking about Americans, you're going to help the people. You're not helping the people. You don't want to help the people. You voted no. Supports providing financial relief to large corporations. Guess what he voted? Can you make
Yes.
a vote?
Yes.
Yes. All right. So if you're a corporation, he's your man. All right. Do you support government funding for the development of renewable energy?
No.
No. He doesn't believe in solar wind. He doesn't want that. Federal regulation of greenhouse gas emissions. What do you think?
Regulation of greenhouse gas? No.
No. Generally support gun control legislation. What do you think? All of them babies dying. You think he wants gun control? And this is like common, like the ones that are bipartisan. He still voted no against. What else? Parents' Bill of Rights. Guess what? He's a co-sponsor of that. So if you're for vouchers, then yes, he's your man as well. Presidential tax filings and audit transparency. Listen what I just said. Residential tax filings and residential is residential.
Okay.
Sorry. Residential tax filings and audit transparency. So basically, like if we get audited, that's information that you have to, but it's for presidents or any of the representatives. Do you think they should also have to show their
Yes,
tax?
they should.
Well, guess what he voted?
Of course, no, because he knew he was going to be somewhere
Right.
in there.
Exactly.
And he's going to be crooked like his friend Donnie.
So he's telling you, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. Law enforcement de-escalation training. Guess what he voted?
He said no.
He said no. Y'all, read, please go back and again check me on my facts because I'm all with it.
But everything that
this is information.
he's voting no on it is all conservative.
Yeah, that's all.
value.
That's
This is all
that's
expected.
Republican
This is all
stuff.
expected of him.
Mental health matters.
No.
Is that a Republican or Democratic view of mental health? Didn't everybody think mental health is an issue?
I think that they don't want it to be tied to guns. So if he says mental health, then he's going to say probably no.
No.
Exactly.
So,
Because it's a conservative value.
and
No, I'm just saying, but yeah, he's, what you're reading there, that's going to be,
that's not a Republican. I don't think so.
No, I'm just
a
saying, but a
humanitarian.
lot of things that you're reading on, like, not, the gun laws and all that, that's typical. You'd expect a Republican congressman to vote that way. I mean.
No, I don't. I don't. You told me
You're too logical. You're too smart.
That doesn't
okay?
make sense. Right to Contraception Act. He voted
No.
no. So how does a woman align herself as a Republican? I'm sorry. Like
But he's
everything's no.
probably pro-life, though.
Everything's no. No,
know
no,
what I'm
no.
saying?
You can
You can be
you can be
pro-life,
pro-life and
but
believe
still wanna-
contraception. I'm sorry.
Look,
I
I
don't
want
want
y'all-
y'all
y'all-
to
but
have a baby.
y'all are
You
talking
don't want to
about.
stop that sperm on the baby.
Y'all are talking about a far right wing Republican. Yeah, you don't agree with him because you're liberal, so you're not supposed to agree with
I'm
him.
progressive.
Okay.
Left wing Kingz.
I'm
liberal,
liberal, so
you know what I'm saying?
But I don't understand how people align themselves where as a Republican, if you understand the difference between a Democrat and Republican, once again, they believe in Republicans supposed to be right, less government. Okay, less, right?
Right.
Am I right? Am I saying that wrong? Just check me
you're
or
right.
not.
No,
Okay,
you're
so less
right.
government. So why in the world are you telling people how to do with their bodies and stuff as a female or a contraceptive? I don't understand that logic. How are you on this end and say, no, we don't need government. We want to states rule, do what you want. But none of this is that. It's all sense of control. So that's why I guess I don't understand.
This ain't your
don't-
grandfather's
the
Republican
foundation.
Party. though.
Yeah.
This ain't
I don't
the
understand
GOP
either.
now.
You know what I mean? Like,
And
I'm very
him as a foster parent, he adopted. So he knows that there's an overwhelming amount of children in our country
Right.
that do not have parents for whatever reason. They died. Some of them were unfit. They're on drugs, whatever the reason. That does not make sense to me. Why would you want people with mental health problems, drug issues to keep procreating because you're taking away their right to contraception? And now we have all these kids that, guess
Nobody
what?
wants.
It's going to cost the state and the feds money
They don't
to
care
take
about
care
all
of.
that. They want to keep the majority so they
You
can have
know,
political power.
in Texas, that I know for Texas, I don't know any other states. If you age out in the foster care system, you have a free ride to
Yep.
any Texas
School.
university.
University. Period. You get free education, but a lot of them don't
Free
understand that and know that because, whatever his name is, then
we're
come
gonna
save
leave you
him.
in foster care in these crazy little houses. And my family fosters. We have I have an adopted niece. And then we fostered Miss Black USA. She was our foster kid. So, I mean, Miss Black San Antonio.
Right.
She was our foster kid. So that's why I know so much about the foster care. And in Texas alone, the amount of brown skin foster kids is overwhelming. So I know like the little group homes they have to stay in, and I know how overcrowded they are. They don't get the mental health because some of them are there because they were abused.
Yeah.
And then they age out. They don't use their free ride because they don't have nobody telling them, hey.
About education.
Yeah, education is good. Yeah, you were in the foster care, but guess what you can be as an adult? Nobody's doing that for them. Right. And that's because of dummies like him voting against stuff like this. They want to tell us what to do with our body, but you don't want to help the overwhelming population of foster kids in all states, because it's bad. And it's bad in New York right now because of the immigrants. They pushing all them immigrants over to New York.
Yeah. Well, before we keep talking about MAGA Mike, I want to remind everybody that
that's what he is.
Yeah.
I love
and
it.
if you like this conversation, please make sure that you like this video. Also, make sure that you subscribe for more content. Wanda, were you going to say something?
Yeah, just two more. So tell me on this one. So freedom to vote, the John Lewis Act with your black son. Will he vote? Will he vote?
Girl.
We know he ain't vote for that. Wanda, like,
I know.
We
I know. Like, I know. I don't understand. Okay,
they
protecting.
trying to control. Come on, man. We talk about this this ain't the show for this because we talk about this on every show. How they trying to manipulate the vote. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, Protecting Our Democracy Act.
Come on, you already know how you vote on that.
No, why are you representing us and it's supposed to be a democracy, but you don't even Protecting Our Democracy Act, you voted no? Like,
Because
why
He
are you
also
doing it?
denies this January 6th thing. Like,
Okay.
I can't. It'd be stressed. I had to stop.
I know you
said I
gotta
can't.
stop because I know where your views stand. But how you surprised about that guy? Like we just said, this guy's he is a MAGA Republican.
So why is he MAGA Mike? Why do they call him that?
You need to copy
Because he's in bed with Trump. I mean, pretty much anything that Trump stands on, he stands with it and supports it. He's been like that ever since. That's what I'm saying. You reading this thing like I was gonna be surprised that he voted another way. Like everything you read, I already knew he was gonna vote that way.
I guess
on
it just makes me angry.
That should make you angry.
It just
They
make
want to
me
get
This guy just
Trump back
speaking out.
in office so he can be a dictator. Trump's that's what they want. They want to be dictators. They want to get rid of the Hispanics and they want to get rid of black
that's
people.
the thing you talk
they
about.
want them
you talk
blonde hair,
about
blue eyed
democracy.
people's walking around.
Well, they want to blow it up and start it all
Yeah.
over again. It's basically what
Right.
they're trying to do, and that's why.
I don't know how you vote against the very thing that you're supposed to represent. I guess that's why I'm like,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you got in
doesn't make
office
sense.
because of it. You know what
You're
I'm saying? You got in office because of democracy, but you don't really believe in it.
right.
And you want to put it in, you're putting us in a situation where, you're saying that one person can we're going to listen to one person and how they dictate things. Well, that's Germany, 1944.
Right.
If you look at the parallels, and anybody wants to be interested in history, which they're trying to block,
Right.
it's scary on how the parallels are. I mean, but that's just human nature, man. And this guy, I'm not, you're not surprised me on anything that he votes on. He's MAGA Mike, and that's the reason he's what he is. Everything that this country's kind of built on, he wants to pick and choose, or that they want to pick and choose what works for them for their own personal agendas.
Well, what cracks me up too is the past few speakers. I'm looking at the states they come from. So we have little turtle over there. What was he? Kentucky. You know what I mean? I'm like, where are these places? He's Louisiana. Look up Louisiana's education rates. Look up Louisiana, how they're doing in healthcare. Look at Louisiana. I am. I'm like, why do we get these people to represent? Well, I didn't say he was dumb. He's a lawyer. He's smart. I mean, he's not. I mean, he's smart to get there. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, but you stepping on the necks of the small person and then trying to, fake the funk and say you're for them. Just be honest. Say you're an elitist. You for corporations. This is what you do. Whoop-de-whoop. These people still gonna vote for you because they're not educated enough to know that they're not for them. But I just wish people would be more real, I guess. It just frustrates me because they always talk about, I'm for the people. I'm trying to help the middle class. I'm trying to help. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. It's okay. You're not.
Be honest
Be
about it.
honest. Let's just
Look.
keep it real. Let's just play. You want to play? Let's play.
Yeah, there's dummies out there that
That
are middle
gonna vote
class
for you.
that
Yeah.
are going to vote for you
Yeah.
anyway. So just be honest.
Just be honest. I think that's just what really frustrates me when you say you run on a platform, but you know good and well that's not what you're trying to
Well,
represent.
this guy's
that's not who
making-
you are.
This guy's making McCarthy look good. You know.
Yeah.
So,
And politics and honesty don't go together.
True. That's why I was saying you should run, you should do this when you get out. And I said, no, I'm very political aware and I like to participate, but I'm not. My moral compass is just in a different direction. I can't get on board, with some of the crazy, but I get it. I mean, that's who you are. Just represent. And he's only 51 years old. So he's young. Like he's not no
be in there forever.
boomer. Yeah. So he's going to ride it out. He over there trying to make that money. Go ahead, MAGA Mike. I'm going to call him that now. MAGA Mike.
I'm telling y'all need to copyright that.
we don't call him that.
I think the House of Representatives been calling him that.
Oh, really?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what they call him that. They're like, like I said, this dude, he wrote the legislation behind election denying. You know what I'm saying? So it's funny because
he was a co-sponsor for that.
because the pundits pretty much believe this move handed the Democrats the House in the next election because it's like it's going to be easy just for the Democrats to put his picture up and say,
"This is what you
either
want."
voting for us or you voting for this guy.
Mm-hmm.
MAGA Mike. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be
interesting.
It's going to be interesting to see. But let's hope by now and then they just don't throw us into the stalemate that they've been doing with us,
Right.
and withholding funds and doing craziness and
Crazy.
Let's hope that along with the Supreme Court, which is a whole other big mess, that things just don't go
I
out
can't
of hand.
even deal with the Supreme Court and them women on that.
Boy, Kerry's on here. Turn of manhood.
Kazak.
It says politicians are a mouthpiece for special interest groups.
Pretty much.
They are. The
And
lobbying they do.
Right. Well, you can look at what he said no to, and then again, depends on your education level. You can figure out what's his interest. If it's anything with corporations and money, he's getting his pockets fat. And sorry, you small people, y'all chipping in your little $2, $5. He don't want that little $2 and $5. He's trying to make money. That's what they do. Okay, the last one though, Inflation Reduction Act.
Oh, he voted against that.
But I don't get y'all mad at Biden talking about inflation. He tries to do something, but then you vote against
Nah,
it.
because Biden is running that. That's why they can't let Biden.
So you can't let Biden get any win.
Can't let him
That's what I'm
solve it.
learning. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so if he says something that's even good and beneficial, you're still going to vote against it just because it's not your party putting it forward? Is that where we're at? Okay.
Basically.
Right.
And then
like, it doesn't matter.
when
Yeah.
Biden gets out, then they're going to push it forward. Watch.
Right. And then it's like, oh, but he said that he tried to do, so it was wrong when he said it, but now, and I'm with that with either one of them. Like if it's something is good, it's good. That's why I like with the voting, they don't I could tell you what bill was put before by whom, because I think that would sway your vote sometimes. Because there's some things on here on the ballot that it's a Republican co-sponsored bill, but you don't know that. You're just voting. And that's how you should vote. Just tell me what it is, give me the information, and let me go from there.